Hi friends, welcome to Tarla Dalal's kitchen once again. You are with Nisha and today I am going to show you a very unusual Punjabi sabzi which is Malai Mutter. Well, the combination of malai and mutter gets to your mind just methi malai mutter, which is a white gravy. But today I am going to share a recipe of malai mutter which is not a white gravy. It's just cooked onions and tomatoes and mutter with malai topped with it. This recipe I have inherited from my mother-in-law. When I got married, my husband told me Malai Mutter is one of his favorite foods and he names it as a comfort food. So I thought of learning this recipe from her and today I have mastered it. I am going to share this recipe with you today. You will not find this recipe on the restaurant menus usually, but believe me, this is a very unusual recipe which you can definitely try for a party. So for this recipe, heat a kadhai very well. Take a non-stick kadhai here. Put lots of ghee into it. It's a Punjabi sabzi, so it's going to be filled with ghee and malai. Just let the ghee melt a bit. And once this is done, add some finely chopped onions. This is lots of finely chopped onions and I would say please chop it finely, otherwise you are not going to get that taste in the gravy. Usually what happens while making any sabzi is we first put the tempering of garlic and ginger, but here I am going to saute the onions first. And now what you need to do is just lower the flame. It should be really slow and you need to cook this for around 10 minutes or maybe around 12 minutes till they really brown and shrink in size. As I said, this needs to be cooked on a very slow flame. So let the onions get cooked. Until then I am going to show a masala powder which I am going to make using cinnamon and cloves. So for that I have taken a small non-stick pan here. Heat it up a bit. Just take 2 sticks of cinnamon. They are around 1 inch each. And some 8 cloves. Now here you need to dry roast this for around 2 to 3 minutes. The best indication is you will start getting a good aroma. The color will change. So that's an indication that it's done. Now this can be dry roasted on a medium flame, but the onions definitely need to be sauteed on a slow flame. This has been roasted well. Just switch off the flame. Remove this in a bowl so that it cools down a bit and then make a powder of this. Well, do not forget the onions. It's just been around 2 to 3 minutes. So you need to continuously saute this. See, it has changed the color, but you really need to make it more brown. It's going to shrink in size more. It's been 12 minutes now and just check how well the onions have been cooked in the ghee. It's time to add tomatoes now. So here goes around 1 cup of tomatoes. The tomatoes are a little lesser than the onions. Just mix this well. And now it's time to cook tomatoes again for around 7 to 8 minutes. But the tomatoes can be cooked on a medium flame. But just remember, do not leave the pan as it is. Have an eye on it and keep stirring it in between. You need to cook the tomatoes till they really soften it out. And one good indication that the tomatoes are cooked is that this mixture will start leaving a little ghee. You can check it out. The mixture has started leaving the ghee. This is the time to add all our spices to it. And this itself is the gravy of this sabzi. There is no other pureed gravy here. That's the reason I had stressed in the beginning that the onions and tomatoes need to be really finely chopped. So at this stage, first goes in the cinnamon and the clove powder. This is what is different about this recipe. Lots of garlic paste to it. We have onions, so garlic is definitely required in a Punjabi sabzi. Ginger paste. Here I would say that do not add finely chopped ginger, garlic and green chilies. The paste is the best option here. Some chili powder, a pinch of asafoetida and salt. Well, I am going to add little salt here because the green peas that I am going to add after this, they have been cooked with salt. And I would suggest that you also boil the green peas along with salt, because this is not like a thick gravy wherein you put the green peas and they will absorb a little salt from the gravy. Now once you've added all these masalas, just cook this for around 3 to 4 minutes. These masalas can also be cooked on a medium flame. you would think that I'm stressing too much on the flame to be used at each stage, but believe me, that's very important. Otherwise your masalas will get overcooked, or you know, your onions might not get cooked well. So that's very important. And then once the masalas are done, we have one major ingredient remaining, which is cream. Well, when I make at home, I make use of the fresh malai, but here I am using fresh cream. So it's up to you what you want to use it in the recipe. Give it a nice mix and cook this gravy for 2 more minutes. Keep stirring it continuously, do not leave it. Check it out at this stage. Now you will feel that it has got that gravy like texture, and yet it has that little crunchiness of the onions and tomatoes. Again, this is an indication that the fat has separated very well. So the mixture has been cooked enough. It's time to add the final ingredient, the boiled green peas. Give it a final mix and cook it for 2 more minutes. Basically the gravy has to coat the green peas well. They are not going to really mix, they are going to coat them. That's it. With this final cooking, our sabzi is ready. So try this recipe of Malai Mutter. To complete your meal, make some paratha, a bowl of raita and serve it with achar. I'm sure your family members are going to enjoy it as well. Do share your comments with us, and I'll be back soon with many more such recipes. Till then, goodbye.
Download the Tarla Dalal app on your Apple and Android devices. Follow us on the Facebook and tarladalal.com. If you enjoy our recipes, click like. To see more of my recipes, click here. Please share your comments. I would love to hear them. I'm waiting for them.